Hey everyone, welcome back to Cinematic Cravings. Netflix just dropped a massive bombshell and Grand Line fans are absolutely losing their minds. One Piece Season 2 isn't just real, filming is officially complete. It's coming with a massive adventure, and Season 3 has already been confirmed before Season 2 even airs. That's right, at the One Piece Day event in Tokyo, Netflix officially announced Season 3, proving just how confident the platform is in this franchise. But today, we're not just talking announcements, we're diving deep into every new island, every new villain, and every new crew member waiting for us in 2026. And while I break down the details, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, it really helps out. Alright, let's get started. The new season's official title is One Piece Into the Grand Line, and even from the first shots, it's clear this season is taking the series to a whole new level. The Straw Hat crew is finally setting sail for the legendary Grand Line, a place where danger, mystery, and wonder collide. If you thought the East Blue Saga was big, the Grand Line is a completely different world. Netflix promises tougher enemies, deeper emotions, and boundary-pushing visuals this time around. And here it is, the moment fans have been waiting for. Tony Chopper finally makes his live-action debut. With his tiny frame, pink hat, and blue nose, the adorable reindeer-human hybrid has been brought to life using cutting-edge CGI. He's voiced by Michaela Hoover, who describes Chopper as a kid trying to act tough, but with the biggest heart. The VFX was handled by Framestore, the same studio behind The Boys and Gravity, meaning we're in for an emotional, realistic, and magical Chopper. Series creator Eiichiro Oda personally approved Chopper's design. From his shape to his fur, his expressions to his voice, every detail was refined over and over, Oda said, emphasizing that Chopper will be the heart of Season 2. Through the Drum Island arc, we'll finally see Chopper's emotional backstory in live action. Mark Herlick plays Dr. Hiraluk, while Katie Segal portrays Dr. Kureha. Oda even visited the South Africa set himself, congratulated the cast, and said the team had achieved perfect harmony. But of course, Chopper isn't the only star of this season. The other major threat on the horizon? The Baroque Works organization. Led by Joe Manganiello as Crocodile Mister, with Lara Abova joining as Miss All Sunday, aka Nico Robin. This duo will be the biggest challenge the Straw Hats have ever faced, from Whiskey Peak to Little Garden. These arcs won't just define Season 2's high points, they'll also set the stage for the Alabasta Saga. In other words, One Piece live action is about to expand in a massive way. Season 2 opens in the fan-favorite city of Logetown, the town of beginnings and endings. It's where the legendary pirate king Gold Roger was executed. The journey that began with his story in Season 1 comes full circle here. The scene of Luffy staring up at the execution platform will be one of the most visually stunning moments in the show. The Opera House, antique sword shops, and the pirate-soaked atmosphere will make Logetown a masterpiece of set design. Then, the crew reaches the pirates' dream and nightmare Reverse Mountain. The massive mountain where the four seas meet acts as the gateway to the Grand Line. Treacherous currents, reversed rivers, and deadly storms make it one of the most dangerous places in the world. Many pirates have perished before even crossing it, but of course, Luffy and his crew charge forward shouting, "If there's danger, that's where we're going." This episode will feature some of the most breathtaking visuals, yet huge waves, raging storms, and the unwavering will of the Going Merry, keeping fans glued to the screen. At the end of Reverse Mountain lies a surprise lagoon. Yes, not an island, but a gigantic whale, covered in scars but full of heart. Laboon is one of the Grand Line's most touching legends. The former Dr. Crocus, played by Clive Russell, cares for Laboon and runs the Twin Cape Lighthouse to guide passing ships. These scenes will hit deep emotionally, blending loneliness, sacrifice, and friendship, a perfect reflection of Oda's storytelling brought to life. Next stop, Whiskey Peak. At first glance, it's a city that worships pirates. The townsfolk welcome the Straw Hats with open arms, music, and feasts. But beneath the surface, it's actually a Baroque Works trap. The cheerful locals? Secret assassins. When Zoro's instincts kick in and he challenges everyone, we'll get one of the season's most action-packed sequences. Netflix has reportedly invested heavily in fight choreography to capture that signature anime energy. And then, Little Garden. a prehistoric island where dinosaurs still roam and volcanoes erupt like clockwork. It's one of the wildest arcs in the series. Here we'll meet two giant warriors, Broggy Brendan Sean Murray and Dory Werner Koitzer, who've been dueling for 100 years. But beneath the chaos lies a story of honor and friendship. With stunning visuals and heartfelt themes, Little Garden will be both awe-inspiring and emotional. The VFX team calls it the first truly animal-level giant battle in live action. As the Grand Line journey continues, the crew faces not only mythical beasts, but political intrigue. That's where Vivi enters the story. Played by Charithra Chandran from Bridgerton, Vivi starts as a mysterious figure named Miss Wednesday, but turns out to be a spy working against Baroque works. With her loyal bodyguard Igaram Yonda Thomas, Vivi will test the crew's courage and sense of justice. Vivi's story strengthens the political side of One Piece. Her homeland, Alabasta, is on the brink of civil war, leading us to Crocodile's grand plan. Charismatic yet ruthless, Crocodile isn't just after power, he's trying to rebuild the world in his image. His mysterious alliance with Nico Robin will change the crew's destiny forever. Netflix describes their scenes as the dark heart of the show. Meanwhile, another iconic character enters the stage, Captain Smoker. Played by Callum Kerr, Smoker is a Marine driven by justice, but one who plays by his own rules. His young, idealistic partner Tashigi Yulia Rayvald joins him on his mission. The clash between Luffy's idea of freedom and the Marine's idea of justice will define some of the best action scenes this season. Smoker's smoke-based powers and Tashigi's resolve bring new depth and tension to the story. Another powerful storyline unfolds in Drum Island, where we explore not just Chopper's origins but the essence of humanity itself. The kingdom's tyrannical ruler Wapol Rob Coletti is a corrupt king obsessed with power. Opposing him is the brave warrior Dalton, who fights alone to protect his people. Dalton's courage inspires Chopper to embrace his true identity. His story perfectly embodies Oda's message of hope and humanity. With all these new characters, the One Piece universe is no longer just an adventure. It's a fully realized world. Netflix presents the Grand Line not just as a sea, but as a stage where humanity is tested. Each island, each character symbolizes something: courage, loyalty, betrayal, freedom. Season 2 will be the most mature, cinematic, and emotionally resonant chapter yet. Eiichiro Oda's involvement this time is stronger than ever. Unlike Season 1, where he gave notes remotely, Oda-sensei personally visited the South Africa set to meet the cast and crew. In his own words, "The world I imagined finally came to life. Seeing Chopper's design reportedly moved him to tears," he said. The character radiates warmth straight from the heart. Netflix plans to include footage from Oda's visit in a special behind-the-scenes documentary. Behind the camera, there are big changes too. Former showrunner Stephen Maida has handed the reins to Joe Trax, known for Percy Jackson and a series of unfortunate events. Starting with Season 3, Ian Stokes will join as co-showrunner. Together, they aim to keep One Piece emotionally rich and narratively tight. This creative team is the reason Netflix confidently greenlit Season 3 so early. Production itself was a huge success. Filming wrapped in Cape Town, South Africa, and the show is now in post-production. VFX Studios Framestore and Milk VFX are working on hundreds of scenes, from Chopper's CGI to the Grand Line's raging storms. The directors used large-scale water tanks and LED stage tech to blend real and digital environments seamlessly. Netflix calls this season's scale truly cinematic. Executives at Netflix have made it clear their faith in One Piece is absolute. Following the global success of Season 1, the budget for Season 2 was increased by 40%, allowing for bigger sets, more detailed costumes, and advanced visual effects. During One Piece Day 2025 Inches Tokyo, Netflix confirmed that One Piece has become one of its most watched shows worldwide, proving that this isn't just an anime adaptation, it's now a global phenomenon. When you combine that production power with Oda's vision, you get something truly special. As Oda said, "The world I dreamed of is finally alive." The Grand Line isn't just a journey, it's a test of courage, friendship, and faith. As Luffy says, "Once you set sail, you never turn back." And that's not just the spirit of the show, it's the message that stays with every viewer. One Piece Season 2 isn't just about new characters or epic battles, it's a journey of the heart. Every crew member will face their past, but one who'll shine the brightest this season is Nami. As Oda himself said, this is Nami's time to shine. Between political intrigue, emotional turmoil, and hidden alliances, Nami's intelligence and leadership make her the crew's brain and heart. Her navigation skills and strategic mind will be front and center this season. Nami's growth strengthens her faith in Luffy's dream. This time, it's not just the seas being tested, it's their ideals. Luffy's quote, "A pirate fights for their freedom," echoes through every scene of the Grand Line. Netflix's promos highlight this theme, putting the idea of freedom at the heart of the show. As we near the finale, the emotional weight peaks. Chopper's past, Doctor, Luke's sacrifice, Vivi's inner conflict, and Luffy's unwavering spirit all merge to define the soul of the season. Those final moments will be filled not just with tears, but with hope, because One Piece has never been about loss, but about the power to begin again. By the end, every viewer will be asking, what lies beyond the Grand Line? Netflix is already prepping Season 3, with filming set to begin again in Cape Town. With Ian Stokes and Joe Track steering the ship, One Piece is in safe hands for the long run. Reports suggest Netflix sees this project as part of a 10-year vision, building a full-fledged live-action One Piece universe. And here we are, One Piece returns in 2026. With Chopper's heart, Nami's brilliance, Zoro's resolve, Luffy's dream, and Oda's vision, this season is going to be something truly special. The Grand Line awaits. So tell me, who are you most excited to see? Crocodile, Chopper, or Vivi? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's talk about it. And if you love content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.